First off, the NFL lost one of our all-time greats, Kevin Green, I understand, and so we just wanted to make sure and acknowledge he was close with some people in our organization. John Snyder goes back with him a long ways back, Dave Pearson and stuff. So, all-time great. So we're gonna miss him. Looking ahead here, this was a really big weekend for us. Real happy with the game that we put together and the way that the whole approach of it worked out well, and we got the win that we were looking for, and we got a little bit of help too. Jets getting their game, so all of that adds together sets up a really big opportunity this weekend coming up. We're really fortunate by the way that our defenses continue to improve and play good ball. We're just so much better than we were earlier in the year, and you guys have been asking about it, and it's the truth, and we're excited about it, and looking forward to keep getting better. There's still so many ways we can improve, and so we're still looking for that game, which is that we just do it all right, and it's out there for us. Offensively, we needed to neutralize a really good defense, and one that was on fire, and we were able to do that. Loved the plan that worked out, and the way we were able to run the football and control the line of scrimmage, and then be able to keep those guys from getting to the quarterback when we did throw the football. So it worked out quite well. And the kicking game was really good again. Michael had a great game, averaging over 50 yards a punt, and Jason Myers continues to just be hot as you can be. But the whole team unit is playing really well, and so it's good to see those guys continuing to come back. We have no penalties in the kicking game, which is always special. Cody Barton continues to be a huge factor, and Nick Ballore and Cover and Ryan Neal. So we're getting really good play out of those guys. So we're happy with these last couple of weeks of feeling like we're putting together good ball games, and gives us a chance to have some flexibility in how we approach the games, and who we're playing and all of that, and that's what that balance is all about. So we're pleased with that.
Jen.
With DJ Reed and his technique, is there something particularly noteworthy or unique about the way that he is playing that position?
Yeah, Jen, he's a really, really explosively quick athlete, and so he has with really good instincts and toughness and smarts and all the rest. It adds up to he is all over anybody he's playing right now, and he's just. He's playing very aggressively in playmaking attempts and stuff. He's trying to go for it because he's in position to do that. So he's just an all-around football player. He just happens to be 183 pounds, and no problem with me. I love the way he plays. So he's doing a good job, and real pleased. But he had a very good game. 3 breakups and a pick and all. It was a beautiful game.
Masvita.
Hey, Pete, I just wanted to talk about the contribution you're getting from the tight ends, both in the run game and in the pass game. And then if you give an update on Greg Olsen.
Yeah. Will's been doing a great job all around. He's just continues to be really, a crucial blocker for us on the edge, whether it's run or pass, and he can do both. He's a come-through catcher, just solid as a rock. Jacob has done a nice job for us all year long. We do a lot of stuff with him. He's all over in the backfield, and he's out of the backfield. He's on the edge for block, and he's out in routes and all that. So he's a very versatile player, and we use his speed and his quickness. He made a big touchdown catch this week. And Greg Olsen is returning this week. He had a really good week last week, so he'll be back and ready to go. So we're, if he makes it through the week and all that, we'll have a guy to add to it. So, we've been real excited about whatever Greg contributes. Colby Parkinson's done a nice job too in filling in the last couple weeks, and we're pleased with his progress. So it is a very good position group for us.
Corbin.
Hey, Pete, there's obviously been a lot said about Carlos Dunlap coming up with these clutch sacks at the end of games, but it seems like Alton Robinson is wired much the same way. He had a big strip sack on that same drive. What have you seen from him to this point, going from training camp to now, in terms of his development?
Alton's a natural pass rusher. He's got a feel for it. He's got really good hands and good feel and lean and quickness, and he's really demonstrated a really good motor too. He's playing really hard, which is a big part of rushing the passer. You got to always make yourself the opportunity to be available when you get your shot. So he's had a really good first go around with us, and hoping we'll continue to get him shots. He really rushes well off the left side, and we have some guys that also like to rush off the left side too, in Carlos and Benson. So it's a little bit hard to get all the reps we need, but all in all, Alton's had a very good first year with us.
Joe?
Pete, have you gone cheesecake shopping for Hugo yet?
No, I haven't yet, but the order is ready to be placed. When he shows up on Wednesday, we'll get him.
You have a go-to cheesecake spot you want to shout out?
Cheesecake Factory, yeah. That's.
Okay. And then with Josh Gordon just being activated today, do you have any expectations for him this week?
Yeah, matter of fact, I do. I'm really. We got to get him on the practice field and see what he looks like and all. He's been working out really hard. I've been able to watch his workouts on video a couple times here to see that he's in really good shape. He's really big and strong too. So we're excited to see how he does. We are planning the week like he has a chance to contribute. So we'll see. We'll hold out a good hope and thought and see where it fits.
Art?
Pete, since the first Rams game when Russell had the 6 sacks and 3 turnovers, what have you seen in his game since then that has improved and eased your mind about the repetition?
Russ continues to focus on whatever the plan is, whatever we need to do to win the game. He's been right on it. He's as dedicated and hardworking as ever. We've been able to emphasize the rhythm that's quicker that Russ is really good at times here in the last 3-4 weeks. When it fit, and he's adaptable and suitable with all of that. He's having a great season.
John?
Yeah, you touched on the word balance when you were opening up your comments about the game. Just how good do you feel about this offense, the different ways, whether it's the quick passing game, the rushing game, just the different things you have at your disposal right now?
Yeah, I think it's been a process. This has been an interesting year, where we've come from and how we were just lighting it up, throwing the ball down the field earlier in the year, and now we're back to balance. And now that we got Rocklow with the running backs and we're back on track again. It feels great to hand the football off to Chris and Carlos whenever you want to go to them. And now that Rashad's back also, we were at the opposite end of that last year at this time, so it gives us the feeling that we can do what we need to do based on whatever the game brings us, and that's what balance is. It's not we're trying to run the ball 50% of the time and throw it 50% of the time. We need what the aspect of the game that's necessary to win, and so we know that we can throw it and we know we can run it. So we're real pleased with that. Hopefully we can make it come to life in this game.
Brady?
Hi, Pete.
Hey.
What kind of an approach does it take for a receiver like DK when he knows he's going to get a lot of attention from a specific cornerback, a really good cornerback in the upcoming game? And how have you seen him fare when he has been in those situations?
Well, first off, he loves the matchups. There's nothing about it he doesn't like. He loves the matchups when they come like that. If it does in this game, and we'll see how they want to play us and all. But he's got a great attitude about it. He knows that these are opportunities for him to get better, and he's challenged by the really good players that he goes against, and he loves that. So, if you notice, just look at last week, this past game, how many different places he was playing. We can move him all over the place, use him in all different kinds of routes and concepts in the slot, out on the edge. All of his blocking that he brings to him, he's got really developing a wide range of skills that he can bring to our game, and against the guys we're going against, he's going to need every bit of it just to find some space. They're really good and tough, and so that'd be a fun matchup to watch.
And do you have any update on how he's doing after that awkward landing he had yesterday?
Yeah, he's doing okay. He is doing okay. Remarkably, I don't know how he made it out of that, whatever, but the extraordinary flexibility he needed just to get through that without injuring was, it's a little bit better than my flexibility, and so I really kind of appreciate the fact that he could pull that off.
Thank you.
Curtis?
Yeah, Pete, how did you feel Cedric Ogbuehi kind of handled the right tackle spot this week? Contrasting that with Brandon Shell's availability coming back, and how you kind of handle those with his ankle and everything.
Cedric, came through. He just came through with a fantastic game for us. He was solid throughout, run and pass, front side, backside, pass pro. He had a great game for the opportunity he was up against and the guys he was battling. I was really fired up about that. It's just a great next step for him. And if Brandon isn't available to us this week, and he's going to try, we'll see. Cedric's ready to go, and it was much cleaner than his first game. He did some good things in the first game, but this game he was poised and the composure it really showed up. And why I say that because his technique was solid throughout the whole game. Nothing that happened made him come off his game, and I was really fired up about it. Dwayne played well too on the other side, but of course with this new opportunity for Cedric, that really helps us going forward.
Tim?
Pete, you mentioned it a minute ago, but a year ago you were bringing Marshawn out of retirement around this time to help that running back room. How much did that situation just play into the priority of adding depth there in the offseason, whether it was bringing in Carlos as a free agent or drafting DJ?
Getting Carlos was a thought, that we wanted to make sure and have, a couple guys that could bring the same kind of attitude in the approach to the game. So that was part of it. Just knowing how committed we are to wanting to be physical and run the football like we are now, it takes more than one guy. I mean, what a great 1-2 punch they were yesterday. Even though Carlos didn't get the ball much, had a couple good catches and stuff, and the big touchdown run. It's necessary, and I don't know that we weren't trying to avoid what happened, but if you remember, it happened again. We lost all our guys right in a row, bang, 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 and this season. And we made it through that, but we learned maybe we've always been trying to keep that position healthy. We've got Alex Collins has done a really good job on practice squad for us, and he's ready to go whenever we need him. And DJ and Homer, have been able to help during the course of the season. So it's been a really solid position group, and we're really strong right now.
Jackie?
Kind of piggybacking off that, Coach. Aside from depth, what can a healthy Rashad Penny provide this team down the stretch?
He's explosive. We've always seen him have the big playability, whether he's running inside or outside. He's the biggest back we have, and he's maybe the fastest back we have. And that combination really bodes well for us. And so, like I said this morning, that we were very fortunate that he got to play in the game. He got a couple carries, he got in there a little bit, and now he's ready to go ahead and compete. And it's still we're not going to just dump everything on him at this point, but he's ready to take the next step, and he came out confident and feeling good about it, which is a lot. That's a lot to accomplish in this first game back after that long haul coming back. And we should say he did a great job. His mentality has been fantastic throughout. He's been very aggressive and very consistent, and the whole thing. So we're really pleased for him.
And then want to give some love to the kicker, Jason Myers. He set a new franchise record with most consecutive kicks. What is it about him? We've seen kickers struggle here in the past. What is it about him and his makeup that allows him to be so focused and consistent?
Yeah, he's a terrific athlete. He's really got all the exact kind of flexibility and the explosion and that a guy needs. But it's really about this position is about work ethic and habits and then mentality, of course. He has all of it. He's just he's a great competitor at the spot, and we're lucky to have him. He's definitely on a roll. He's doing great.
Bob?
With Josh, Josh Gordon, you said you were able to watch some of his workouts. Does he sort of look like he can just kind of hit the ground running this week and get right back into things?
Yeah, our guys practice at a really high clip and all. I'm anxious to see how he fits in. He's a really impressive athlete. He's a big kid, and moves so well and so gracefully. I'm anxious to see how he looks quickness-wise with everybody else. Last year he jumped in and was immediately obvious that he could compete. I'll be surprised if he's not like that, but because his workouts have looked so good. But we'll see what happens.
And you mentioned DJ Dallas. Any update on him and if he's going to be out for a little while? Or
yeah, he has a similar ankle sprain that LJ Collier had, but not nearly as severe. It's the same kind of place and all that. Our guys are really hopeful that he's, it's a few weeks.
Greg?
Hi, Pete. How you mentioned the depth of running back. You didn't have Carson or Hyde in Inglewood last month. How much better equipped are you to play the Rams defense, and how much is the Rams defense one you really do need? Of all the defenses in the NFL, maybe you need the balance and the deterrence of pass rush.
Yeah, they're a terrific defense. They're out ahead of everybody right now, and in all a bunch of major categories. They're really, really solid. They play the run well, they play the pass well, and they rush the passer well. And they've got the best of the best, to build it around. We're going to have to be able to be very flexible in this game, and we're going to need the running game. We're going to need to be able to pass pro, and we're going to need to find some space to catch some balls. So it's going to take everything. This is the best defense we'll play, and so it's a great challenge for us.
I'm assuming they're professionals, and you don't have to tell them, "Hey, forget what the Jets did to the Rams because of the stakes this week." Do you think anybody's looking at that and wondering what Rams team might show up Sunday?
No. They know the Jets, and you can watch the film. The Jets played terrific football. They played a great game, and they were all over them, and made it really hard. It's kind of it's not going to mess us up if that's what you're saying. No, it's just a good game to watch, and we'll learn from it.
Curtis?
Yeah, Pete. Quentin Dunbar was managing that knee so much early in the year when you guys had him. How's he look now that he's been back at practice with you, contrasted to then? And how do you hope this kind of goes for him as he works back into the mix for you?
He's way ahead of where he was when he had to step out. And he was getting pretty sore at the time. He's got something he's going to have to deal with in the off season. It's not real serious, but it really bothers him. So he's making it through all of that, and this is a really important week for him again. As Trey is working to come back too, both those guys are trying to get back out there. We'll see how that goes. But I'm really hopeful that if Q gets a chance to play, he's going to be all right and do well. He's such a savvy football player, and he has great awareness of what we're doing. He really wants to help his team and all that. So I'm hoping that chance will come up for him.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. See you guys.